So, dear guests, before we deal with your questions, I'm sure we'd all like a glimpse into what the future is holding for us. So we'll see what is in store and what lies ahead for Asina and the partner ecosystem in the next year and beyond. And for this, I warmly welcome Asina's Vice President Strategy and Venture Architecture, Felicitas Geis. Welcome, Felicitas.
Thank you very much, Helena.
And I hand over to you for the Asina forecast.
Great, thanks. Opportunities arise for all of us. And now, since we've already reached the end of this year's ESCON, we do not want to miss the opportunity to also share our thoughts on what the future holds in store for all of us and how we can benefit by using and being active on the Asina platform. Our goal is to become and be the leading open platform for smart security and safety solutions. And together with you, our partners, we are redefining video analytics. At Asina, we strongly believe that software will become the differentiating factor in our industry in the future. And with this opinion, we're not standing alone. Other industries have already impressively shown what happens when hardware and software are being decoupled and what this does to markets, their dynamics, and their mechanisms. The world of IoT sensors, for example, is not about hardware anymore. Over 2/3 of all of the revenues in this industry are being generated already via software and services. And we also believe that this is something that will happen sooner or later in our industry. As we've seen in the previous presentations by our industry analysts, there's already a consensus about the decoupling of hardware and software amongst multiple players in our industry. The only question or uncertainty is how fast our industry will adopt this new standard. So, in other words, it's not about if, but only about when this trend will kick in and it will happen. However, clear is that we at Asina are enabling and driving this change, and thus will be a logical forward projection to this trend. So the question is, where are we today? Are we standing already right in front of this decoupling, or does it take a couple of more years? We will do our best to increase the speed and make it happen as soon as possible. Once we then reach this next level of our industry, we have the chance as an industry as a whole to focus in more detail on our customers' problems. We will then have the chance to create solutions that fit best to the customer's needs. And in today's B2B markets, there's a huge gap between expectations and reality of fulfilling customers' needs and solving their problems. So there's also at the same time a huge potential for us in there. And I'm sure there's going to be a solution for every single problem your customers might have. And we are at Asina here to help you with that heavy lifting, because we enable you to focus on what you can do best. May you be a system integrator, may you be a camera manufacturer, may you be an app developer, a VMS, or whatever. We are here to help you doing exactly this. Let's have a look at another platform that all of us know quite well, Airbnb. I mean, it's an example from the B2C world, but nevertheless, it's a beautiful example of how a functioning ecosystem will provide positive network effects for all of the players in the ecosystem. And Airbnb, as the world's biggest hotel chain, does not even own one single room. This is quite impressive. And if you look at the network effects that this ecosystem provides for the players, it's quite clear that the platform works better the more people are engaging with it. So in the beginning, there's the demand of customers demanding rooms all over the world. If there's more demand, that will lead to more available rooms because landlords are seeing potential to make money. This will then result in more geographical coverage, which then leads to a greater choice of rooms for the customers, and that will create more demand on its own. So this first spin wheel is already very successful on this platform. Nevertheless, Airbnb has also managed to create a new business opportunity on top of that. And this new business opportunity does not have a lot to do at first glance with the core product. These are the Airbnb experiences. And landlords, apartment owners, but also other players offer their tours and activities now on the Airbnb platform. With this greater offer, there are more customers booking and planning activities, and thus leads to more demand, and so on and so on. So you might ask yourself, why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because we believe that Ascena is already on its way to becoming one of these platforms that create new business models, that enable new solutions, new use cases, and will shape or reshape the way of collaborating together with our customers. Because we enable you to focus on what you can do best, and this is solving customer problems. So our first spin wheel of our ecosystem is already quite clear. We are the fastest growing app stores, and with over 100 apps in the store, we not only cater for state-of-the-art customer problems, but also can carry out very innovative new use cases. And one of them I'm going to explain just in a bit. But the more apps we have in our store, the more cameras will be running our OS, and the more customers will leverage on the solution of Ascena. So more apps, more cameras, more customers. More apps, more cameras, more customers. You see where I'm going, right? So this is our goal, to enable that first spin wheel and make our ecosystems successful for all of us. And then who knows what lies in the future for us? Even more business models, more opportunities to satisfy our customers. One of these very innovative use cases that leverage the Ascena solution, you can see in this video here. And this use case or this project is basically supported by our partners from Vivotech with their AI box and with the application of our app developer partner Neurala. So what you can see here are fish farms just off the coast of Norway. And in these huge ponds, there are thousands of salmons. Now, the customer problem in this industry is quite severe because there are huge swarms of seagulls that like to prey on the salmon in these ponds, and they often get caught in the nets that are covering these ponds. They have a painful death. Their excrements are contaminating the water. There's a huge need for antibiotics to put in there to contain the health of the fish and so on. Now, how does Ascena come in to help solving this customer problem? At Ascena, we have brought together some partners to create a powerful solution to solve this customer needs. And one of it is that the end customer, the fish farm, and their integrator, Westflow, chose to make use of the Vivotech AI box to make the existing monitoring camera smart. And together with the app from Neurala, from the Ascena App Store, they can now detect swarms of seagulls coming for preying on these fish ponds, and then there's a signal, an acoustical or visual signal or alarm set out to actually scare these birds away. So Ascena helps in this case that there are less birds, better water quality, less cost, higher profit, and a better outcome for the fish farm. Overall, I think this is a great use case of how the decoupling of hardware and software actually leads to a higher benefit, and it actually also shows of what can happen when we bring together partners in our ecosystem to create new customer values and work on existing customer solutions. And the salmon farm is actually just one example. And the salmon farm is also only just one of more than 350 satisfied and committed users of the Ascena platform that have already installed licenses on their cameras in the past 2 years. So we have achieved a lot in the last 2 years together with you, our partners of our ecosystem. And we will, of course, continue doing and achieving something great for our industry. So to all of you out there who have not joined our ecosystem yet, my question is, when are you going to jump on board finally? Thanks a lot. I'm happy to answer your questions in the follow-up Q&A session, and please also reach out if there are any other questions. Thank you.